Zenkaikon 2016, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Zenkaikon was a multi-genre convention held from April 1st to the 3rd, 2016, at the Lancaster County Convention Center in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I have one conflict of interest to admit to. I was a featured panelist, so you'll see my experiences from that angle. I've been to this convention many times now. I really enjoy it, so let's see how they did. For the good, the hotel was fine this year. No elevator con, which was really nice. Had no problems on our floor. Everything just went really well at the hotel. Panel staff was really accommodating this year. We had a little bit of a problem where one of our panelists had a personal issue that required us to essentially cancel 2 panels. They were very understanding. We were able to replace them. And just top-notch panel staff. All the compliments to them. Tech staff was also quite helpful. We almost had one panel with a little tech issue, but we fixed it, and the person showed up pretty fast to help us and wasn't needed. They also had lots of tech staff around the panel rooms, which was very helpful. They were always there, always patrolling if help was needed. Really good job. And finally, the Lancaster Central Market is really beneficial to this convention. You just walk across the street and have access to all kinds of delicious foods, cookies, everything you can imagine just about. And it is really a benefit to the convention it's there. For the bad, there was really nothing absolutely terrible. Everything was relatively smooth. Are there some ugly things we're going to talk about? Yes, but nothing downright terrible. For the ugly, what should have been better? Hotel booking is a real pain in the butt, because you have to register for this con early, or otherwise you will not have a hotel room on site. We ran into this issue. Will not happen again. Multiple parties in our group are booking rooms for next year. We will not repeat this mess. It's just the hotel is a little too small. It's going to be expanded. But right now, if you don't get a room early for this con, you're in a little bit of trouble. I thought Friday programming could have been a little bit stronger. Usually Friday is not a strong day, especially at a con like this, where you have a lot of people coming in for Saturday. There was stuff to do, but it just wasn't as good as, say, Saturday, which was jam-packed. Maybe a little bit better balancing needs to happen. There was Otakon level escalator breakage this year, which is sad because you can still move around, but it was a little bit of a pain to climb those escalators. And this didn't happen just once. It happened a bunch of times all over the convention center. And it's something that the hotel is going to have to keep a better eye on. I approached the following issue very gingerly and gently. I believe the demographics for this convention might have shifted this year a little bit. It seemed to skew younger, and what that caused was a loss of cosplay diversity. This convention was usually good for seeing a lot of those odd cosplays, some old anime cosplay. You used to see a lot of that, but this year it seemed to be lacking. It might have been a little bit due to the guest list, but it was a little disappointing not seeing as many interesting, different cosplays this year. Another issue I approach carefully is Ian Strife tech issues. I have friends that are good friends with Ian Strife. I've met them, I respect them, but this is the second convention in a row I've seen them have tech issues. And it was kind of ugly for the convention, because I ended up getting done with the panel, putting my stuff in my room, getting down, and it was about 9:30, they were supposed to go on at 9 o'clock, and they had not gone on yet, which is not good for the convention schedule. And finally, this seems to be a repeater a lot when Sketch.org is used. Sketch.org is just not really a primetime app. It's okay. People are not using guidebooks. It's so expensive. Sketch.org on my Android phone using the Dolphin browser really... It did some very odd things that it just made it hard to use. It wasn't always reliable, and that was the bigger issue. And again, Sketch.org still needs a lot of work to be anywhere near guidebook. Overall, Zenkaikon did not show much attendance growth this year. Until they choose to release official numbers, they did say them at closing. Growth was somewhere in the 100-ish area. That's also going to come down to whether you count warm bodies or unique. And I had a realization on Saturday of the con that the voice actor guest list was something. And what I mean by that is, I think it was weaker than expected. Now, we know McGlynn had to cancel. And honestly, if you've seen Vic Magonia, you can see him once and not see him again. The Epcars are nice. I've seen them before. They do nice work, but I've seen them. I didn't know who Dante Bosco was even. I had to look him up on my phone on Saturday. to find his body of work. So, I don't think the voice actor guest list was as good as expected. It felt like something was missing this year, and what exactly it was, I'm not sure. Maybe it was the voice actress canceling. I'm not really sure. But, honestly, I have to reduce the convention's grade for one of my first times ever. I'm going to give the convention a B-. Zenkaikon is one of the most reliable conventions I attend every year, and I expect it will only get better. This might just be a minor hiccup, it might have been me, but I'll be interested to see next year's guest list, and thanks for watching.